Water. I had a deal for water to come down from the north. They have so much water, and they don't do it because they're trying to protect a tiny, tiny little fish that hasn't made it. And millions of gallons of water are sent into the Pacific Ocean, routed right into the Pacific instead of coming down throughout California. It's so.
All right, I've got your statement. I'm ready to go. The dates that are proposed are fine. Anywhere, anytime, any place.
Believe it or not, that random rant about bringing water down from Northern California was part of Trump's answer over debating Joe Biden. Let's see how this all talk and no action former president somehow found himself running from a debate that he didn't mean to get himself into.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
President Biden just issued you a debate challenge for June and September with the Veeps talking in July. Do you accept?
Oh, absolutely. I've been trying to get, he's issuing it. I wonder whether or not he shows up because, he also challenged me to golf. So I'm a very good golfer. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He said, I'll give him 3 aside. But he knows he'll never play. This is sort of like that, I think. But I hope not, because I really think he has to debate. He might as well get it over with.
So after Trump eagerly accepted, backing up his previous words of anytime, any place, for some reason, Hugh Hewitt launched into conspiracy theories out of nowhere. Maybe he doesn't have much faith in his guy to come out of it looking very good.
Do you think if his infirmity increases, they will dump him, Mr. President, at the convention, replace him with Kamala or Gavin or someone like that?
I do. I don't think they'll have a choice.
Will it be Gavin? Will it be Kamala or somebody else?
I don't know. I mean, Gavin's a terrible governor. Gavin Newsom. He's a terrible governor. I think he does a terrible job. I have things out in California, and it's so beautiful. Everything, the weather is the best. Everything is so good, but he just does a terrible job. Water. I had a deal for water to come down from the north. They have so much water, and they don't do it because they're trying to protect a tiny, tiny little fish that hasn't made it. And millions of gallons of water are sent into the Pacific Ocean, routed right into the Pacific instead of coming down throughout California. It's so.
All right, I've got your statement. I'm ready to go. The dates that are proposed are fine. Anywhere, anytime, any place. Let's see if Joe can make it to the stand-up podium. I think they ought to go at least 2 hours. You think the president can stand up for 2 hours?
I think we should go 2 hours, yeah. I think we should go 2.
He would definitely regretted bringing up anything other than the topic of a debate, since he had to interrupt Trump's random diatribe about water in California. Those kinds of tangents might be what to expect when Trump takes the debate stage, especially since he may not have realized the debate terms that he agreed to.
It should be, yes, in studio with no audience so that the candidates can clearly articulate their visions for the country. Free
is an audience a deal breaker? Is an audience a deal breaker for you?
Listen, it's Donald Trump who said he would do this anytime, anywhere, any place. So I don't think that they should have any problems with what we have proposed. He's the one who said he's ready to go. So we should be set to go once we have proposals in from networks.
In studio with no audience, the Biden camp realizes that the debates the last time around had much less to do with the points Trump was making and more to do with his combative approach, hoping to get reactions and audience filler to possibly hide his lack of preparedness.
So as we saw in that video, the interruptions from Trump, that's just how he operates. If you've ever interacted with him, as you have on a debate stage, on a town hall stage, 45 times in the span of 90 minutes in that debate that you did, do you expect that his behavior will be more or less the same, or has he changed in any way in terms of how he likes to present himself in that setting?
Oh, it would be suicidal if he doesn't change how he conducted himself. I think there was a lot of feeling inside the Trump camp that was a mistake, that he came on way too hot. And, that debate ended up as unpleasant as it was. And I was, a witness. I was a bystander to the car accident. It actually was very significant. And Trump lost a lot, dropped 4 or 5 points in the polls and never recovered. I think it was a real turning point in the debate. It didn't work. Biden kept his cool, and the person who ended up looking bad was Trump. Yeah. If he does the same thing again, he's a fool.
Before old man Biden surprised Trump with the debate challenge and dates and terms ready to go, Trump might have figured that all of his bold talk would be enough to convince supporters and even undecided voters that Biden is too afraid to follow through. So he kept that same energy and maybe didn't stop to think about what he quickly agreed to.
This has been played very masterfully by Biden in the Biden campaign. If you rewind back in January, March, when the Republican primaries were going on and Trump was ducking all those primary debates. And he kept saying over and over again, I only want to debate Joe Biden. And then he started getting very brash with his pronouncements, both at rallies and on Truth Social. He said, anytime, any place, anywhere, anybody could host it, any network, any moderator, didn't matter. You name the time, place, the conditions, I'll be there, which is incredibly foolish because Trump doesn't debate. Trump interrupts, yells and screams, and creates a spectacle. So the terms of a debate with Trump are critical, are essential. When him coming out and saying anytime, any place, any conditions, this allowed Biden to set the terms and to take away Trump's greatest weapons. And the third condition is, as soon as the time is up, his mic gets cut. Both of their mics get cut.
Yeah.
Trump in 2020, the last debate with Biden, interrupted Biden 128 times. So in theory, that is not going to be able to happen.
The Biden camp has made sure to whittle the debate down to a discussion about the two candidates' agendas and their records without artificial factors that may cover for Trump's issues of facing several criminal cases and his proposed plans to aggressively consolidate power directly to his administration, where he plans to be free to break any and every law that he encounters with complete immunity. He successfully avoided facing that music with the Republican primary field, but the excuses won't work in the general election.
This is a candidate who refuses to have a debate with the other candidates. Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, in an age when free speech is being stifled and transparency is impossible to come by, it needs to be done through litigation, why does Donald Trump feel so insecure in his views that he is unable and unwilling to debate the other candidate?
He can't come off as insecure and unwilling to stand by his views in front of Biden, especially since mental acuity and talk about Biden being in decline are the main attacks that have landed with voters on both sides. But how are Trump's handlers taking this news?
Talking to Trump's senior advisors and those in his orbit, they're a little bit irked right now. The fact that Joe Biden somehow took over the debate narrative, despite the fact that Donald Trump has been really using this as a narrative at all of his campaign rallies. He's been up on stage with an empty podium next to him, no one there, saying, come debate me. He's often said, I will debate anywhere, anytime. This has been kind of a rallying cry for Donald Trump and for some of his top advisors. Now, what we saw today was Joe Biden really taking control of the narrative, and now Donald Trump trying to take it back. So after we saw this announcement from Biden, after Donald Trump had accepted these two debates, he then got on Truth Socials to say he was going to accept a third debate at Fox on October 2nd. So this is Truth Social here. Well, the Biden campaign is saying, well, you already agreed to our terms. That's not happening. They wrote the actual statement was, President Biden made his terms clear for 2 one-on-one debates, and Donald Trump accepted those terms. No more games, no more chaos, no more debate about debates. We'll see Donald Trump on June 27th in Atlanta if he shows up.
They just realized that Trump will have to actually prepare and debate under the terms that he agreed to. So the backpedaling and reconfiguring is fully underway. It actually also highlights the former president's propensity to just pound his chest and expect others to buy his bluff and cower away. Well, now that his bluff has been called, nervous subordinates have already launched into damage control and recycled conspiracy theories in case Biden actually beats him.
Biden's list of demands will also be in effect, and I have no doubt that jacked up Joe will probably return to the stage after a heavy dose of, caffeine, Red Bull, or whatever he took before the State of the Union. That was weird. Don't expect a walk in the park.